Hi everyone, and welcome back to Your High School Girl's Opinions. I am your high school girl, bringing you the most up-to-date thoughts going on in my mind. Today, I thought I would, since this weekend is Labor Day weekend, I thought I would go through the history of that, since not many people know that, and I didn't know it until I started researching it for you guys. So, let's get to it. So, Labor Day this year occurs on Monday, September 7th. Labor Day sorry, my rubber bands just snapped. Give me a second. Okay, so now that I got my rubber bands back in, sorry for the delay. Yes, okay. So, Labor Day pays tributes to the contributions and achievements of American workers and is traditionally observed on the first Monday in September. That means September 7th this year. It was created by the labor movement in the late 19th century, and it became a federal holiday in 1894. It also symbolizes the end of summer for many Americans, and is celebrated with parties and street parades, all that kind of fun stuff. We celebrate Labor Day as an annual celebration of workers and their achievements. And in the late 1800s, the average American worked 12-hour days and 7-day weeks in order to get through the week. Even children as young as 5 or 6 years old were working in factories across the world, earning a fraction of adults' wages. People of all ages faced extremely unsafe working conditions with insufficient access to fresh air, sanitary facilities, and breaks. As manufacturing increasingly supplanted agriculture as the wellspring of American employment, labor unions, which had first appeared in the late 18th century, grew more prominent and vocal. They began organizing strikes and rallies to protest poor conditions and compel employers to renegotiate hours and pay. So basically, people went on strikes to increase pay for the number of hours that they work. So many of these events turned very violent, such as the Haymarket Riot of 1886, where several Chicago policemen and workers were killed. And then there are a bunch of other examples. You guys can go search that up on your own time. I sound like a teacher now. I'm so sorry. So, who created Labor Day? Labor Day was created as an attempt to repair bonds with the American workers. So Congress passed an act making Labor Day a legal holiday in the District of Columbia and the Territories. On June 28, 1894, President Grover Cleveland signed it into law. We still don't know who the true founder of Labor Day is, but many credit Peter J. McGuire, who is the co-founder of the American Federation of Labor, while others suggest that Matthew Maguire, a secretary of the Central Labor Union, first proposed the holiday. So Labor Day is still celebrated in cities and towns across the United States with parades, picnics, barbecues, swim parties, all that fun stuff. And it represents, for most people, the start of back to school, because some schools start in September. So and that's basically it. Thank you all so much for listening to the history of Labor Day weekend. Labor Day, which is technically a weekend because it occurs on the Monday of every... Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Go check out my Insta and Twitter. Go check out my friend's podcast, which is also linked. I will link it in the description. And if you want to give me any podcast ideas, or if you want to be a guest on my episode, on my podcast, send me an email or a voice message, which I will also leave the links to down below. Thank you all so much for listening to my podcast. Stay safe and stay tuned. See you next time. Bye!